Mirrors. When I was young, I had watched this movie. We'll call this around circa 7 years old. My parents and such, they were watching this movie, and me being a small child, thought, I want to watch the movie. It's a horror movie. I don't even remember the name of it, but it was about mirrors. Man, that movie messed me up like that, just... Ooh. I remember around the time I'd gotten this new little princess mirror, blue with a little crown on top, and I was just like, yes, it's perfect. And immediately after watching this movie, I could not keep it. Any mirrors that I went in front of just absolutely terrified me. I remember there was this one scene where this girl was taking a shower, or a bath. I think it was a bath. Yeah, it was a bath. And when she turned around, her mirror self just ripped her jaw off. And it happened to the woman who was in the tub, and she died, and skipped to a detective scene. If anyone remembers what movie this is, please tell me in the comments, because I just don't remember. But what I do recall is just fear. So much fear. So that brings us to the topic of this video. Mirrors. Throughout history, different cultures, mirrors have always been this topic of spook. I mean, you got scrying mirrors, for which, made of obsidian, people would use them to look into it and try to foresee fortunes, just like visions of spirits and things that could happen, etc. I actually thought recently about buying one. I didn't, but maybe in the future. Could do something interesting with it. I also recall a friend years ago whom mentioned to me once about maybe wanting to participate in magic to do with mirrors. For which, at the time, I told her, I was like, I don't know, it's kind of dodgy. Maybe that's because of my trauma as a child. But they say that mirrors, I mean, think about it. You're looking at you, except it's not you. It's a reflection of you, but in reverse. I mean, you got all these different games surrounding mirrors that people will play for the spook factor, such as Bloody Mary. Not to mention, be literally taking candles, which people do all the time. They light it in front of the mirror and look at themselves under candlelight. Candles, of course, fire in general, it can be used to kind of garner spirits and things around to mess with the flame and give signals through. As such, different items can be used. You can pretty much take anything and use it in some way, but fire is one of those very popular options. And so are mirrors. Potentially, mirrors could be used to improve one's third eye. Because if you're looking at yourself in reverse, there's all kinds of concepts of what could be looking back at you. Like throughout history, you got whenever someone dies, they want to cover it up. I think that was very prevalent in Victorian times. Might have to fact check me. But so whenever the deceased died, they would cover up the mirror, or they turn it around. Either way, you don't want the spirit running around it. The reason being, somewhere in between things that are in the mirror looking in could come through and take the spirit away to do something terrible with them, or poor Granny can get stuck. And that brings me to the next part. Vortexes. Yes. So the concept basically is that you got these two mirrors facing each other, and the soul, spirit, etc. going through gets confused and stuck in between the two mirrors, which can make it a very big hot spot for things because, well, they can't leave. They're kind of stuck. They're like, how the hell do I get out of here? Help me. Yeah. Speaking of vortexes, so I'm not going to say where I work for obvious reasons. At my job, we have these big mirrors, about twice the size of me in height alone. And while I'll walk across the floor, I'll just look, and all these mirrors are literally just facing each other. So tons of vortexes. So I'm just wondering how many people are just stuck in there. Little comical. Little sad. With this, that if a spirit can get trapped by a mirror, if things are in the mirror looking through, and there's various sayings of whom, of what kind of entity. We're just going to say spirit to keep it very vague. In theory, one could definitely use a mirror as a tool to do certain things. For example, let's say spirit is stuck in the mirror. Therefore, if you go to the mirror with a deck of tarot cards and you ask that thing in there to answer your question, probably answer. What do you mean? You put a flame in front of it, you ask it, hey, flicker the flame. It might, but you get what I mean. Basically, if it's a hot spot, if it is a drawing of it, of course mirrors could be used in these ways. Another theory that I've run across with mirrors is that they can also act as portals. If people are saying, hey, Granny is stuck in the mirror in the hallway, or, hey, Granny's been pulled into the mirror in the hallway, obviously, in a way that's like a portal of an entity pulling Granny through. Pulling this other spirit through. Sorry, I keep saying Granny. Sorry, Granny. So then that begs to question more things with scrying. You've got these spirits who are trapped in the mirrors, spirits who are just otherwise just around the mirror, or this portal where things are looking through, whichever theory is correct, and maybe it's an individual mirror basis. 200-year-old dead person looking through at you while you do your makeup on a casual Saturday. Be like, damn, you look fine. Okay. Scrying. So therefore, these things who are stuck in the mirrors could definitely give you a hand and a vision, maybe. A sign. Why not? Another interesting thing. So, scrying mirrors. Traditionally made with obsidian. Obsidian is a stone that is quite known to be very intense. You can draw the darkest of yourself, what we would figure here as your shadow self, your deepest insecurities and such. It just draws all that negativity. It's like a little sponge, like delicious. However, that's not to say that obsidian is a terrible thing. Obsidian is also a great protector. In it drawing all these negativities. I just said okay. And then why can't I speak? Okay. In it drawing all of these negativities, it also means it's helping you to see these terrible things of yourself. Seeing the dark side. And in helping you see the dark side, it helps you to become okay with that. It's basically a truth seeker. It's going to tell you the truth. That truth is terrible. Sorry. It's just the truth. And in it telling you that truth, when you are ready, you accept that. And therefore, you become a better person for it. You learn how to deal with these darker parts of yourself. That's kind of what obsidian be doing. So if you take this mirror with a tendency to draw negativity, the only problem that I could really see with an obsidian mirror is that it's not always that it is drawing the negativity of yourself. It could also be drawing the negativity of things around it. And if things are trapped in these mirrors, then it could also be showing to light the negative sides of those. Obsidian mirrors, a little tricky. Be a little careful. In general, just be careful. Normal mirrors. Seems more modern. Mirror. What if you, personally, you're just like, I am ready. I don't care if this terrible spirit thing comes out of this obsidian mirror. Like, if you have an obsidian mirror, you don't care if this terrible little thing comes out of nowhere and it's like, hey, I'm demon. Okay. Ultimately, if what you are seeing is yourself, this truth that it is showing you, I think that you should be willing to accept that and work on that. Just remember that's only one side. However, if the thing coming through showing itself is of a negative presence, also realize that as a whole, obsidian is a protective stone. Basically, just don't go into this being an idiot. So, I'd like to try something a little new here. Not new to me, but just new to... I have these cards, and I would just like to shuffle really quick for anyone whom is watching at this very moment, whom is thinking about or currently messing with mirror magic. Obsidian or otherwise, I don't judge, you know? You do you, boo. What advice would you have for them? Because if you're clicking this video, this is probably something you need to hear. If it doesn't resonate, ignore it, okay? Just throw it out. Forget it ever happened. Pretend it never happened. What is it that the people watching this video need to hear most right now in their life? Prosperity lies ahead, and confidence is your key to success. Take that as a B. Basically saying that be yourself. Confidence, okay? I'm feeling like some of y'all are having some issues with some self-love recently, and I'm here to tell you that you're loved. Even if it doesn't seem that way, you are deserving of love. You're deserving of all these things that you want. It's just a matter of timing and a matter of work being put in and many lessons left to be learned. Even if you're kind of done with it and you're like, oh, I'm so tired of all these dang lessons. What the universe has in store for you is something great. And as long as you are willing to surrender and allow these things to come into your life, they are yours. They are literally footsteps away. Prosperity lies ahead. Keep going. And it will be yours. I guess that was a little bit of an offshoot from this point. I just know someone had to hear that. Obsidian mirrors. And I understand it's hard, the ugly parts of ourselves we don't really like to mess with. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. It's a matter of accepting the parts of yourselves that you've been pushing away, the parts of yourself that you don't think anyone could love. You don't love. It's about learning to accept it, even if you don't necessarily love it, and working towards a better you. I guess that's the end of this video. If you liked it and you would like more videos, subscribe, like, comment. And basically that just lets me know that you actually enjoyed it and want more. Things like this. I wish you all a great day, night, evening, whichever time. See you next time.